Welcome. You are listening to the Awaken Woman podcast with Claire Bird. I am your breaking up with being busy expert. Thank you for joining me today. We are here to help women get out of their heads and into their lives by stopping with the busy habits that we seem to always culminate and grow on rather than really move away from and move into our lives. So, really excited to have you. I hope you've really enjoyed the last few episodes and really hit some light bulb moments of what is possible for you if you decide to say, yes, I am willing to thrive and I need help. Because it all comes down to, are you willing to accept help, listen to something new in order to have an amazing life? So thank you for joining me. My name is Claire Burr, and I'm really excited to chat to you today. Today is episode 23. Today is all about why busy is not a badge you really want to wear with honor. It just seems to me that, and I know that this is fact because it's what I used to do back in the corporate world, is when anyone asked you, how are you going? It was always met with a lethargic, yeah, good, just busy. Really uninspired, real boring, real, ugh, I don't want to be a part of this world, this person. I'm annoyed, I'm frustrated, I'm resentful. It's a really meh feeling. And it's really not something that is engaging, that people want to learn about you, want to get to know you, want to invite you in. Know, like, and trust factor is something that doesn't exist. It's something that I know I had to outgrow because it wasn't a quality I wanted to see in myself, in the people around me, but it also wasn't a quality I wanted my kids to take on. And I didn't want them to start saying, yeah, busy as a response to everything. So that is why I embarked on this journey. That is why I am now a breaking up with being busy expert. It is why I am now such an advocate in helping women really move out of their heads, like I said, get out of their heads and into their lives by simple strategies, simple mindset hacks, simple switch modalities that are really going to infuse your life with such joy and such passion, that are going to connect all the parts that you think are broken in your life, and make the 75-year-old version of you so super proud that you did that. So in order to do that, we need to stop saying that we are busy. We are not, we need to stop promoting busy as a quality we want to see. And we also need to stop wearing that as a sheriff's badge of saying, hey, look at me, I'm busy, look how good I am. It's not something that is conducive to a movement that I believe as women and working mums we need to be promoting. So if you're enjoying this and if you agree with this, I want you to write some stuff down. I want you to write down anything that is coming, whether it's in your phone notes or whether it's on some physical paper. I want you to write down what comes up for you when I've been speaking. Is it something that you are resonating with? Is it something that's actually making you feel uncomfortable? Because if it's making you feel uncomfortable, it is triggering something inside you that needs to change. Now, whether it's a habit, it's a belief, it's a story that you've been suppressing and pushing way, way down because you see in everyone around you, you don't want to feel like you're breaking free. That can be something that is really difficult to do, especially if you feel like, man, I don't believe or I don't belong in this feeling of stress, of chaos, of speaking at people, of conflict, of combative nature. When you really want to step away from that combativeness, it's really interesting to see who has successfully stepped away from that and who has maybe dipped their toe in, got a little too hard because they learned something about themselves and has gone back to their old ways. So being busy isn't a badge. I want you to think of it as a person that comes up that is always in a rush. It's fluster. Okay, picture the corporate mum walking around, dropping your kids off at school, running with the kids flailing behind them, drink bottles flying everywhere, kids not really engaged, kids losing attention, not really feeling safe in their lives. Not because of danger, but because they don't know how to let themselves be. You know, they're always busy. You've got to always be doing something. There is always something to do, which is true. But you also need to know that the moments of quiet are the moments that speak the loudest. Let me say that again. The moments of quiet that you create are moments that you speak the loudest. Okay, if you are stuck in your head and you are ignoring the chatter, you are ignoring the chaos, then you are contributing to your own problem. When you start to slow down, when you start to quiet, when you incorporate meditation, when you write, when you move your body for energetic feeling rather than needing to lose weight, life becomes a different narrative. Okay, you start to build your mind body connection. You start to appreciate that strength in all its form, all its glory, all its power is much more beneficial for you than you looking like a stick. No one gives a shit about you as much as you do about you. No one cares that you are striving for perfection. Okay, perfection only breeds comparison, and comparison is a lonely island where you will never feel good enough. You will never feel at peace. You will never feel at home in your body, in your mind, in your family, in your friends, as a woman, and at work, because you are constantly striving for next. You are never in the present. You are always infiltrating your kids and your partner, your career, with the inadequacy that it is not enough for you. And I want to ask you this question: when will it ever be enough? When will the combative nature stop? When will you start to truly live with people, live in your mind, live in your body, live in your lifestyle, live with your kids, live with your career? If you are not happy, move. If you're not happy, change. If you're not happy, speak up. We are living in a scrolling society. What I mean by that is that everyone is scrolling past everyone being busy. No one smiles at anyone when they walk past each other in the street. No one says good morning to people walking the opposite way on the way to school. No one holds doors. No one holds lifts. No one says thank you. We are a society of entitled humans based on being busy, because we have handled being busy as a badge of honor. We think it means productivity. Productivity must mean success. But is it all worth it if you've got no one to share it with? Okay. You are here to make memories and live inside a world, inside a body that is a legacy maker for those that follow you. So, what is your legacy? Are you showing everyone after you that this is how a working mum is? I knew I couldn't be that person. That is why I made the change 4 years ago. That is why I had to walk this path. I had to suffer a mental burnout. I had to lose everything I had: my marriage, my connection with my kids, my self esteem, my confidence, everything. I had to lose it all in order to gain perspective. Now, was I sitting there on the bad days? Yeah. Was I a victim of my circumstance? No. I picked my stuff up and I kept going, and I looked for the results and for the answers in my experience. When I lost it all and when I was losing it all, I was so focused on just holding my head up. I've got to keep swimming, got to keep swimming, got to keep going. Regardless of the car crash and inferno that was blowing up behind me, I had to keep going because I was striving for perfection. I had to make sure that the world saw a perfect image, regardless of what was behind me. Was it worth being busy? No. Do I look back now and I think, oh my gosh, I could have cultivated so many more friendships, working relationships, networked, stood out there. But that busyness meant I couldn't hold conversations, couldn't hold eye contact, couldn't network, couldn't let myself see how amazing I was, because I was surrounded by people that were continually giving me work to do rather than appreciating the work I've done. I never said I was enough. I never appreciated my journey. I never put a boundary in place because I was inadequate. Nothing was ever good enough. I wanted the gold star when the gold star wasn't enough. I wanted platinum. When platinum wasn't enough, it was diamond. When I got to the diamond, my life fell apart. So was being busy worth it? No. It might be for you. And if you can sustain that and you're happy and you're thriving and you are fulfilled, then that is amazing. I have no idea why you're listening to this podcast because you got your shit together. You've worked out the system, you've cracked the code, you've got the algorithm working on your side. But for most of us who have taken the responsibility and the understanding that perhaps there is more to life than how I feel right now, that there is more love to have, there are more moments to cherish, that stuff is just stuff, that a title is just a title, that the lounge passes and gold is just a materialistic title that I didn't want to chase. For those of us that had that, you'll see us just chilling, sitting, doing the most incredibly simplest things because it brings us joy. We know how to get out of our heads. We know how to get into our lives. We've invested, we've learned, we've tried, we've failed, we've fallen and fallen and fallen. We get up again. We don't blame anyone for tripping us because we probably tripped ourselves up. So you need to get to the point where which badge are you going to choose? The yellow smiley badge with a beautiful big black smile all across a beautiful yellow badge, or are you going to wear, hi, I'm busy, can't talk right now? Because they both immediately, when I spoke of those two badges, they both immediately gave me a feeling. One was of pride, of warmth, of acceptance, of stepping closer to the person. The other immediately had my shoulders hunched and, ugh. So if you're sitting there thinking, I have no idea even if what I want to ask you, have you reached your bottom? You probably haven't reached your rock bottom, or you have, and your fear of inadequacy, your fear of not being perfect has not allowed you to do the work because you're shit scared of what you're going to find out. You don't know what you're going to learn, so you don't learn it. You don't know the stories you're going to unpack. You don't know how to take accountability for yourself and responsibility for the way your life is handled because you've been a victim your whole life and it's always someone else's fault. Which is why then you avoid the conversations, you avoid the hard moments, you put disappointment on people, you play the victim super well. Now, if you're tired of playing that victim, there is a solution. If you're happy playing that victim, you are never going to feel peace and joy in your life. Okay, you're always going to be the alpha. You're always going to think you need to do things you don't want to do. You're doing things out of what you think people want rather than doing what you want. And that is always going to be a bar that you will never ever reach, an island you can never swim to. So at the moment, you are standing on a pedestal of, I'm trying, I'm trying, I don't think I can, I'm struggling, but I'm comfortable, so I'm going to keep going because I know how to play this game. You're going to stay there and you're never going to take that step. You're never going to be brave enough to say, I want to change. You're never going to have the hard conversation. You're never going to have that responsible step taken. Or you're going to say, I don't know if I can live like this. What is possible for me? What can I do? What more love can I have in my life? How can I be more loving? How can I welcome more love in? How can I let my vulnerabilities out? How can I let my walls down? How can I live peacefully? That is the question you want to know. Busy being busy creates chaos and lack of confidence and completely out of control. You are living on autopilot because it's comfortable. Calm and responsible legacy mums live a life that is based on chance in the sense that they're willing to take the chance to build something new and learn and rebuild and learn. That is what breaking up with being busy is. It's showing everyone around you that you can change something because it did not fit your life. You stopped the patterns of generations. You stopped what you knew in order to gain something you truly feel is so good for you. That is why you need to let that badge go. Are you ready to unpin the badge and are you ready to step into the smiley face? Okay. Are you ready to get out of your head and into your life? Are you? Or are you ready? Are you happy being comfortable and miserable and resentful and frustrated and being a grumpy 75-year-old woman? That's really the choice that you're faced with. It's not rocket science, ladies. It is not something that is rocket science. It is something that is pretty simple, just that you don't have the balls to do it. Do you have the balls to take life by the horns and change the course of the direction based on purely what you want? Because if you are, life is magical. Life is beautiful. Life is free. Life is calm. Life is laughing. Life is loving. It is partnerships. It is companionships. It is collaborations. That is what life should be and what you can have if you feel you can choose that direction. If you are ready to choose that direction, then you need to look at such sustainable solutions that speak to your soul, that make you feel like you are able to, and that it is possible, and that it is from a person who is, or a place, or a group that is willing to succumb into your feeling that, yeah, I can. Yeah, it is possible. Yes, I will. That is going to hold your hand, that is going to circle you and encompass you and love you and help you grow in the really difficult days. That is where you need to thrive, to get out of your head and into your life, to unpin the badge that is keeping you busy, that is keeping you comfortable, and put the smiley badge on that is going to let your soul be free, let your shoulders go back, let unpack all worry. That is why you can't wear your badge of honor anymore, because you've got a family that are depending on you to show them the way. And you are either going to repeat the problems, repeat the chaos, repeat the stories, or you're going to create new ones and show them what it is. Are you willing to let all of your inhabitations, I suppose, or inhibitions, sorry, in order to be a guiding light, a confidant to your kids, and a real relationship master to your partner? That essentially is what he's asking you if you stop being busy all the time and pay attention to what's going on. So, ladies, I loved it. I hope that you have enjoyed this. Please like, share, and tag me in any socials. That would be amazing in supporting this growth. Okay. It is possible for you to get out of your head and into your life. You just need to say, yes, I'm ready, and reach out. Don't forget, there are more help on the way. I've got an amazing guest coming up for you in a few weeks, and you're going to really love the mind tips that we have for busy mums. So love, share, and like. I look forward to hearing you and speaking to you ladies soon.